Good evening, viewers. I am Kishore Kumar. Today, I have decided to discuss about the general administration of our country. How is our country, our vast country, governed? I will try to throw some light in simplest possible term so as to make the last person in the row to understand what is governance. Our country has federal system of governance. There are two governments every citizens are subjected to. First one is a state government in which you live. Second one is the state in which the country in which that state comes. So our country is India, and country is divided on different basis, on the basis of language rather, into different states. So we have central government and a state government. Certain areas for governance is given to the state government for for better reach of administration to the masses. Most rest of the areas are entrusted are given to the central government, like external defense, external protection of our country. When our neighbors are going to quarrel with us, then we need external protection. So for those protection, central government is responsible, not the state government. For foreign policy, central government is responsible for India, not the state government. For currency, central government decides, not the state government. For agriculture, a state government is responsible. This area is a state subject. Law and order is also a state subject. A state government governs or responsible for law and order of their respective state. Now, this central government forms a bigger chunk of, of politicians and government officials. Central government is headed by, executive portion of central government is headed by the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister is chief executive of our country. For every credit or discredit, for every success or failure, we make the Prime Minister responsible. Whereas Prime Minister alone must not be credited either for success or for failures. Prime Minister, along with very long pool of manpower, somewhere around 5 million people, 5 million government officials back the prime ministers. 5 million means it is a 50 lakh, because we in India, we don't count the numbers in millions and trillions. It is a lakh crore, 10 crore, thousands, not 10, thousands. So it is a 50 lakh government, 50 lakh employees of central government back wholeheartedly to our Prime Minister to make his vision, his idea successful, to implement his idea on the ground. These 50 so crown for success or discredit for the failure must go to these 50 lakh government employees plus few hundred politicians and of course PM. Now I would tell these who are they 50 lakhs of employees. There are different categories of employees and they are responsible for different jobs, different work. These employees are broadly categorized into 4 categories. They are Group A, B, C and D. Group A is the top-notch service. Group B comes under them. Group C further downwards and Group D is the bottommost central government employees. Group A central government employees are recruited, are selected selected by the UPSC or recommended by the UPSC. UPSC, Union Public Service Commission, is a constitutional body who are given the task to recommend best available candidates for the job. For that, UPSC invites the applications every year, and somewhere around 1,000 seats we find vacancies every year. They advertise for these many numbers around approximately. It may be little more or little less. For recruitment of these employees, UPSC conducts 2 tiers of examinations. First tier is called PT, preliminary test, and second one is called written test. First one is objective type of questions, and questions are asked from all walks of life. This is basically a general studies paper. Those who qualify, but this is only qualifying marks. Qualifying marks one need to score. There is no these. If someone scores 100 out of 100 and someone scores 50 out of 100, weightage of both are same. Both just gets qualified to write in the main examination. There is no advantage someone gets higher marks. This is not added in the merit list when merit list is made at the last. So all those who qualify in the PT stage, they are just gets permitted to appear in the written examination, essay kind of examination, and further those who qualify in written examinations, they are called for interview. For interview, usually against one vacancy they call 3 candidates. If there are vacancies of 1000, they call 3000 people, and there are chances of selection is 33%. 1 out of 3 gets through in the interview. After the interview, written marks of main examination and interview gets added, and candidates go for medical examination. Thereafter merit list is made, and top people gets the recruitment letter, and they join at their respective academy. For administration, those who get selected for general administration, they go to Mussoorie. Those who get selected for revenue services, they go to Nagpur. Those who get selected for police services, they go to Hyderabad, and so on and so forth. Now come to the Group B services. Group like UPSC has got UPSC recruits the manpower for central government. Similarly, Group B services. For Group B services, there is a SSC, Subordinate Service Commission Board. SSC, Subordinate Service Commission, SSC. SSC is responsible for, this is also central government body, autonomous body. SSC is responsible for recruitment of Group B and Group C employees of central government. These recruitments also follows the same procedure. Written examination in many stages, at least 3 stages. Then interview, medical. Group D employees get selected through either through